lift our eyes to heaven and call him. I stretch my hands to thee. No other I know. My Lord, my Lord. My blessings, if I should tell them, Lord, as countless as the stars, my Lord, my Lord. 'Cause you're the only power that can save this world today. Jesus, you're the only power that can save this world today. You're the only power that can save this world today. You're the only power that can save this world today. Come on, lift your voice. Did anybody come to praise God today? Put your hands up. Let's go.
Excuse me, man. Excuse me. Yeah. What up, what up, what up? You already know it's your brother, and we bite. You dig? Sunday night, we bite. Sunday night, we bite. Don't want to have this conversation. My pops ain't gonna be here tonight. But it's all good. You know what I'm talking about? We still gonna tap in and we gonna go in, pause, right? Excuse me. Yeah. What up? It's your brother, aka Stats with Facts. So y'all know y'all tapped in, tuned in to another episode of 8 Real Talk Podcast, Spiritual Root Sunday. And we're gonna do so not so much as different than normal, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be focusing more on you know what I'm saying, the current state of the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church, Kirk, Circe, right? And the situation with the passing of Pope Francis, right? You know, rest in the essence to the man, you know. But you know, and you know, rest in the essence, man. You know what I'm talking about? We all eventually is going to have to get up out of here one of these days. Up out of this anyway, up out of this. So, you know, it's inevitable. But while we're here, you know, we get opportunity every day to be able to make things right. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We get another chance to, you know what I'm saying, make it right. And I got this picture up specifically for a reason, right? This picture right here, right? This is the hold on, I'm about to get it for y'all. Right? This building right here, man, I'm telling you, man, they put this stuff right in our faces, man. All right? This building right here is in Rome. This is St. Paul VI's audience hall. Newly built structure. Right? And it's in this structure, when you sit in the audience and from the stage, you can't notice, you might not notice this. Right? But when you're sitting from the stage and you're looking onto the audience, you can see the ceiling. When you look at the outside of the building, it's a long building and it has a curvaceous roof. Right? Put you in the mind frame of a Morbius belt, if you know what that is. And when you go into the audience hall, as you look towards the back of the building from the stage, the ceiling is in the shape and image of a snake's head. You can see the eyes and you can see the head, the snout, and all of that. Right? And I put this image up because just in case y'all didn't know, and I don't have no problem with saying this because he's come out and admit this numerous times, saying it without saying it anyway. If you got the ears to hear, you know what you're listening to. The Holy Roman Catholic Empire, which is now the Holy Roman Catholic Church, or the Universal Roman Catholic Church, is the headquarters, if you would, the main facility, right? The corporate office, main corporate office, if you would, of the synagogue of LSD. in the world. And that's a fact, right? And Paul VI's audience hall is further proof of that, right? Now, tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in on the symbology and the imagery that has demonic, satanic, reptilian origins that is incorporated all throughout the so-called Holy Roman Catholic Church, Circe, which is now, or which is the renamed Holy Roman Catholic Empire. All right. Now, I'm gonna be clear, man. And like I said, this ain't so much about Francis, you know what I'm saying, him individually or personally. Right? I'll leave it up to y'all to do y'all's due diligence on who Pope Francis really is and what family he come from. That's not what we're going in on that. We're going in on how the office he represents. Not only is it blasphemic, but it's also very, very demonic. Right? And they incorporated their symbology through the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church. By they, I'm talking about the fallen angels who came down to earth, the world, I should say, with LSD, Lucifer, Satan, the devil. Right? Their symbology is all throughout structures, all throughout our society, all over earth. All over the planet, you see their symbology everywhere, in every religion, every single one. I don't care what religion it is. They have this symbology all throughout their so-called religion. And Pope Francis, if I'm not mistaken, is the Pope that commensurated this building, or was it Benedict? I can't remember. I can't recall. One of the two. The Pope before Francis, I want to say commensurated this building, but it might have been Francis. Right? Y'all go take some pictures. Go just type into your Google, type in Paul VI Audience Hall, Rome, or just type in Pope Francis Serpent Cathedral. Right? You see how the audience hall, and then they have this very demonic structure right here, which is absolutely a collage of demons. Look at the color of their robes, the color of their garb, the Holy Catholic, Roman Catholic Circe or Empire. Y'all got to remember, man, Constantine was the emperor of Rome. And when Nicene Council went down, that was basically them incorporating all their demonic, paganistic, blasphemic ideologies, symbologies, imagery into what they were calling Christianity and other religions as well. Matter of fact, all religions. I don't care what religion it is. Yes, yours. All of them. Yes, all of them have demonic origins. I want y'all to understand that, and I want y'all to understand the importance and the significance of that. You wonder why throughout all religious systems of men, as my pops would say, they are all crumbling now because they weren't designed to last, because they were all built off of lies. And when you have a mountain of lies with a little bit of stone, even if it's the cornerstone of the structure of truth built on underneath all this mountain of lies, that one cornerstone of truth will eventually cause that entire mountain of lies to crumble. All right. Well, we got Pops in the building. Pops, what's good? You know what I'm saying? And with the cessation of the next pope after Francis is now gone, now things are going to get very interesting. All right. I'm showing y'all these images not to like make the Pope look. He's just a figurehead. Uh, you know, he's not like actually running and controlling anything. Uh, on the front end anyway, right? But the Holy Roman Catholic Cirque, right, is a very powerful corpse oration, right? Uh, they are in every single country and continent on Earth. Um, they control large amounts of money and land all across the world. Uh, very powerful organization, right? Based in the city of Rome, inside of the city of Rome. Did y'all know there's two Romes? There's the city of Rome, and then there's Rome, the city. Did y'all know that? Just like in London, there's the city of London, and then there's London, the city. Just like here in America, we have Washington, D.C. You could compare them to the city states of Rome, like Rome, right? This demonic structure behind the Pope at Paul VI's audience hall in Rome, which is located within Vatican City, right? It's a very demonic structure. Pope Francis is the one that told us that the aliens are our brothers. Y'all remember when he said that? Y'all remember when Pope Francis said that? Do I have to remind y'all? You know, this is a very interesting times for the Roman Catholic Church, man. It's a very interesting time because you know it's a big deal about who's going to replace Francis. You know, and there's a lot of different people who's up for replacing him. Y'all remember when Francis said this? He already stood up there and opened up all them opened up all them doors. Right? Let me find that video, man. Yeah, let me find that video for y'all, man. Where that video at, man? Yeah, Francis sat up there and said, he said the aliens are our brothers, man. Oh, so they're going live right now with it. Right? When they pick the next pope. Right? I can't find it, but it's a video out there. Y'all can go, maybe, I don't know, maybe they took it off. But there's a video of Pope Francis when he was being, when the whole CIA thing happened, when the CIA during the pandemic was telling us that, UFOs are real and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Pope Francis said that the UFO, he said the aliens are our brothers. So, I mean, like I said, these people ain't even hiding who they are anymore at all. You know what I'm saying? Right? And if you go, like I say, y'all go look at pictures of Peter the Sixth or Paul the Sixth's audience hall, or type in Pope Francis Serpent Cathedral. All right. See how it's shaped like a snake's head? This is the illest picture right here. This is the illest shot for me right here. Because when you look at it, it really looks like a snake with the fangs and the tongue rolling out and the eyes right there with it, man. Demonic architecture, man. You feel me? They incorporate this stuff into the very structures they build. It lets you know how demonic our society is, man. Look at everywhere in the world you see in these places where these people have strongholds. They got their imagery all throughout. You got places with gargoyles on them, buildings with gargoyles on them. Oddly enough, the city of New York has 666 gargoyles on the buildings throughout the city. Did y'all know that? They have phallic symbols. They have crosses. Most cathedrals are in the shape of a cross. Look at their colors: red, black, purple. You know, very, very demonic organization. If you don't know, you must ain't never know, right? Oh, but I'm gonna tell you, right? But there's been a lot of talk of who's going to replace Francis, and that's what we're gonna get into tonight, right? We're going to talk about who's going to be replacing Francis. But first, let's get to this right here. I want to put this on the screen. All right. All right. Hold on, man. I almost forgot. Right. Let's go. All right. Y'all see what's on the screen, right? Now think about this, man. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Notice it don't say it shall show great signs, but shew. How many of y'all know what shew means? S-H-W. S-H-E-W. Mm-hmm. Right? They shall deceive the very elect. Right? Now, when we're talking about who's going to replace Francis, we got a lot of runner-ups, man. A lot of runner-ups. Like 9 of these dudes, man. All right? From all over the world, too, might I add. You know? We got 2 of these guys are black, both from Africa. I think one out of Ghana and the other out of, I think, Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. The one from out of Ghana is the guy that I'm asking y'all about because he's like the more vocal and the more known black guy. He's a cardinal out of Ghana. My brother's name, man. His name is goddamn it, Kodwo Apia. What's his name? My homie right here. My homie right here with the gray hair. All right. It's a whole bunch, like 9 different people. You know what I'm talking about? And I want y'all to understand that the Holy Roman Catholic Church Empire / church is no different than any other organization that is under the you know what I'm saying, under the tutelage of, you know what I'm saying, Lucifer, Satan, the devil. And I have no qualms about saying that, right? The Holy Roman Catholic Church Empire is the absolute synagogue of Satan. Make no mistakes about it. All right. And here we go, right here. Peter Kodwo Apia Turkson. He's a Ghanaian cardinal and is one of the most discussed candidates for the next pope, often cited as a potential first black pope in modern history. Right? Let me highlight this for y'all. Right? Y'all can see that? Yeah, that's crazy they be doing that. I never understood that. That's just super creepy in itself right there to me. Right? Cardinal Peter Kodwo Apia Turkson, a Ghanaian cardinal, is one of the most discussed candidates to replace Francis, right? Often cited as a potential first black pope in modern history. He has been a vocal advocate for issues like climate change, poverty, and economic justice, while remaining aligned with the church's traditional views on other matters. Other African cardinals, like Fridolin and Bongo Basungu from the Democratic Republic of Congo and Ignacy Bessie Dogbo from the Ivory Coast, are also mentioned as potential candidates. So it's 3. I thought it was only 2. It's 3. Right? I thought it was 2. It's 3. And they all from Africa. No American cardinals are up for the next line for being the Pope. Right? And this is very, very, very interesting. Right? Now let's get into some real talk for a second now, right? You feel me? Because make no mistake about it, and I'm very, very confident when I say this, right? The Catholic Church has been involved with more scandals than a little bit. The movie Spotlight, which is a very dope movie, matter of fact, let me pull it up on the screen for y'all. Y'all ever seen Spotlight? This movie was dope. I think this was like one of the best movies I've ever seen Mark Ruffalo play in. You know? This movie was a dope movie, a very, very, very good movie. You know? Dope ass movie, man. Let me pull it up on the screen for y'all real quick. Y'all ever get a chance, go check this movie Spotlight out. It is a very good movie, and it was covering a movie based on the events surrounded around all the sexual violation of young boys and girls throughout the entirety of the Holy Roman Catholic Church all across the world. Not only that, but also how the church or people within the church, we're going to say the church, was involved in human trafficking, which they have been deeply involved with for literally thousands of years. Literally thousands of years. And it's a very good movie, and I think all of y'all should go watch it, right? Dope ass movie, man. Very, very, very dark, very disturbing, considering that this is supposed to be the largest, or should I say, one of the most popular and prominent and prestigious so-called bastion of Christianity on earth, in all of Christendom, as they say. And it has been involved for thousands of years in wars, espionage, money laundering, usury. What else? All types of effery. Too much to name. Too much to name. Every war that's happened in modern time, you notice that the Holy Roman Catholic Church was involved at some point, right? So I want y'all to understand that when we're talking about the Pope and who the Pope is, he's just a figurehead of an organization that has very demonic roots, right? And this is what, even when it comes to Lent that just passed, Ash Wednesday, everything about specifically Roman Catholicism is very demonic. It has its roots in paganistic as well as very demonic roots, right? And I think y'all should go check out Spotlight. It's a dope movie, man. Real good movie. If you ain't never seen it, I think you should go see it. It'll blow your mind. Trust me. Blow your mind. Right? All right. They got Pope Francis on right now. Not him, but they got his whole situation going on. Right? Man, this is going to be very, very interesting who become the next Pope, man. I want y'all to understand how serious stuff like this is, man. Predicting the next Pope. They ain't playing about this, man.
Conversations about church renewal and reform. And I think, when you look at this conclave coming up, it is very, very unpredictable because we just don't know how some of these cardinals are going to operate. I mean, some of them don't know Rome very well. They don't really speak Italian. They don't know the system here. Maybe that will be. And this is their first conclave. this is their first conclave. So are they going to allow themselves to be pressured by those who have a particular agenda, or are they going to be willing to say, no, this is where we've got to go?
And how much of this is politicking that goes on behind the scenes? Because we know that you can't vote if you're over 80, and yet, from what I gather, some of these cardinals who are over 80 are still very powerful in terms of pushing behind the scenes, having meetings, jockeying for one candidate or another.
Yes, that's right. They are very influential, the retired cardinals, because obviously they're well known. They've been around for longer, and they can convene meetings where discussions can take place about what do you think about this candidate, what do you think about that candidate. So you have these formal meetings that take place in the Vatican, but you also have the behind closed doors meetings, the dinners. That is where a lot of the decision making takes place.
See? It ain't no different than any government on the planet. No corporate organization. You know? No different. Same stuff, man. You know? Let's go.
And what will the Catholic Church be looking for when electing the next pope? Joining us now with what we can expect is Father Brian Massingdale, a professor of theological studies and ethics at Fordham University. Father, thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be with you.
Yeah, let's talk about Pope Francis and what is he going to be defined by in his legacy that he leaves behind?
He's going to be remembered as an inspirational, transformational figure. He moved the church to have a special concern for the stigmatized and marginalized of society, the poor, victims of injustice, war victims, the poor, LGBTQ people, sexual minorities. He really wanted to move the church to have a special concern for those he saw on the peripheries of the world's concern and bringing them to the center. And so he's a remarkable transformational leader, but also a person who was a person of joy. I think most people, when they met him, they were impressed with his humanity. And so he wanted to have people that would be convicted with the joy of the gospel. And that joy of the gospel is something that inspired him, even when he was a voice of moral authority and authenticity in the world.
When you talk about authenticity, I think a lot of people that are Catholic, non-Catholic alike were very excited.
Boy, that was a hell of a thing to say, huh?
Issues like climate change, people with the LGBTQ community. So I think a lot of people are asking now, is the Catholic Church going to be moving forward with that, or is there still a possibility, there could be another pope that's going to come back with more serious and more strict ways of looking at life?
Well, it's impossible to predict the future because no one could predict Pope Francis when he was elected in 2013. I think it's also important to realize that this Pope has basically appointed 70 to 80% of the cardinals will be sitting in the conclave. And the new Pope will need 2/3 plus 1 of the voters to elect him. And while not all of them are clones of Francis, but I would think that they have broad agreement with the general direction of his papacy. And so I don't think we're going to see an abrupt or radical change from this papacy. There may be a time of consolidation, of let's take a breath, let's kind of look at
consolidation. See, listen, man, this is what I be trying to tell y'all, man. They're no different than any of these Fortune 100, 200, 500 companies on the planet. I want y'all to pay attention when y'all hear words like consolidation, right? Consolidation means they're centering more power at the center faster and more power at the center faster, right? Just think about in corporate America when you hear about companies downsizing, you know what I'm saying? Shutting down plants, you know what I'm saying? Swallowing paws, taking over other companies and hostile takeovers and enveloping them into their structure, right? This is going on in every aspect of this reality. Don't think that the religious system of men, like my pops say, don't think that they ain't any different, because they're not. Right? So they got a plethora of cardinals who's up for Pope to succeed Benedict. Right? Very prestigious position, huh? You would think. the so-called vicar of Christ, right? These popes be telling y'all that come to them for you, with your sins. That's what Benedict, if I'm not mistaken, Benedict said that. Or was it the one before him that I just said earlier? What was his name? Yeah, Benedict. That was his name. Was it Benedict that said that, or was it Francis that said that? You know, I didn't realize it was 2013, man. Man, time go by fast, man. Right? Rest in the essence, the Pope Francis, man. You know, the so-called vicar of Christ, but anybody who they would put in the position of a pope is somebody who's down with the team, no matter where they're from, no matter what their skin color is, no matter what their nationality is, any of that. And the Roman Catholic Church is the ones that's, you understand what I'm saying? They're the ones that's keeping this imagery alive, man. They're the ones that's keeping these rituals alive in the church, and it trickles down to the other factions, if you would, branches, if you would, denominations, right, of so-called Christianity, right? And I do say so-called. I definitely say so-called. I definitely say so-called. I mean that when I say that. Right? Let's get back to this guy.
Look at where we are. Let's look at where this Pope is taking us. But I don't think we're going to see a wholesale retreat. As I say, we're not going to see like this kind of radical abrupt shift we saw from like going from Joe Biden to Donald Trump. That's not likely to happen. But the new Pope will bring his own priorities, his own perspective, his own personality to the job.
And that is the next chapter. All right.
Yeah. It could be anybody, man. Whoever they deem is worthy to do it. How about that?
Who will be the next pope? Find out the top 8 frontrunners right here. All eyes are on the Vatican as Pope Francis continues to decline in health. The 88-year-old pontiff is currently hospitalized with pneumonia in both lungs. As Catholic tradition goes, following a pope's death or resignation, a conclave is convened in the Sistine Chapel, where cardinals vote in a series of rounds to elect the next head of the church. The nail-biting process is also the plot of the award-winning 2024.
Everything about the way they do things is just so ritualistic. It's so reptilian in every aspect of what they do. Very hierarchical, very ritualistic. When I say hierarchical, I mean rule from the top down. You know, it's just very serpentine, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, just go to your Googler and type in Pope Francis Serpent Cathedral, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Paul VI's audience hall, which is a fairly new structure, commensurated by Francis. He's the Pope to commission this as a establishment within the Holy Roman Empire or Church, Vatican City, or right. So who's up next? Right? Who's up next? Look at all these different guys, man. Right? Let's get to it, man. Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, share it, social engineering. Y'all know what it is, man.
Our film, Conclave.
If you want to defeat the DISSECT,
this is a conclave, Aldo. It's not a war.
it is a war. And you have to commit to a side.
Reports coming out of Vatican City say these 8 cardinals are the top contenders to become the most powerful Catholic in the world. Number 8, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, age 70, from Italy. The Vatican's Secretary of State is considered politically moderate and has been a favorite among odds makers. Number 7, Cardinal Fridolin Ambongo Masungu, age 65, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The African leader made headlines when he rejected a controversial doctrine from Pope Francis, which allowed priests to bless same-sex marriages. Number 6, Cardinal...
Did y'all hear that? That's this nigga here. In the red, right here. Him right here. Him. This is the cardinal out of Congo. Right? Play that back now.
From the Democratic Republic of Congo. The African leader made headlines when he rejected a controversial doctrine from Pope Francis, which allowed priests to bless same-sex marriages. Number 6.
Right? So shout out to this brother. He wasn't with it. He wasn't with it. He was real public about it too. The president of Congo, as well as other presidents from around Africa, were absolutely, totally against this and was not going to allow it to be anywhere near in their countries. Right? Understand that pedophilia is rampant amongst the Catholic Church, the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church. Yes, they've been involved and they are involved to this day. Make no mistake about it. Yes, they are. And our homeboy from out of the Democratic Republic of Congo wasn't having it. Y'all can go look up the news clips if y'all want to. This guy right here.
Cardinal Vim, the African leader, made headlines when he rejected a controversial doctrine from Pope Francis, Democratic Republic of Congo, and has been a favorite among odds makers. Number 7, Cardinal Fridolin Ambongo.
His name is Cardinal Fridolin Ambongo Masungu, out of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Totally did not support and was against and made big boy headlines when he would not go along with this edict, this papal bull issued to all the cardinals and bishops from around the world that they're allowed to commensurate same-sex marriages. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember this? Do y'all remember him? He's up for Pope now, possibly, potentially. Maybe not. Right? Y'all better understand this is one big, huge money grab. Everything is business. Please believe that, man. Let's go.
Masungu, age 65, from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The African leader made headlines when he rejected a controversial doctrine from Pope Francis, which allowed priests to bless same-sex marriages. Number 6, Cardinal Vim Ike, age 71, from the Netherlands. The former medical doctor is seen as one of the most conservatives of the frontrunners, calling remarriages a form of adultery. Number 5, Cardinal Peter Erdo, age 72, from Hungary. Erdo has also opposed divorce and remarriage, as well as European countries accepting refugees, likening it to human trafficking. Number 4, Cardinal...
Did y'all hear that? This guy's up for Pope.
Hungary. Erdo has also opposed divorce, calling remarriages a form of adultery. Number 5, Cardinal Peter Erdo, age 72, from Hungary. Erdo has also opposed divorce and remarriage, as well as European countries accepting refugees, likening it to human trafficking. Number 4, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, age 67, from the Philippines. Dubbed the Asian Pope Francis, Tagle is considered left-leaning politically and would be the first pope elected from Asia. Number 3, Cardinal Raymond Burke, age 76, from the United States of America. The Wisconsin native is an arch conservative and a proponent of Latin Mass. In the 1960s,
well, we do got American up in the runner-ups, man.
Mass in their native languages. Number 2, Cardinal Mario Grech, age 67, from Malta. Hailing from the small island country of Malta off the coast of Sicily,
Interesting.
he is considered a potential moderate successor of Pope Francis. And number 1, Cardinal Matteo Zuppi, age 69, from Italy. The Vatican insider was born in Rome and has carried out high-profile missions for Francis, including meeting with President Zelensky in Ukraine and noted Catholic President Joe Biden. As for which cardinal will be elected at
what happens to there being a complete separation between church and state? This is business, man. It's all business. And I want y'all to understand that, especially when it comes to the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / church. It's all business with them. Man, I'll tell you, man. Let's go.
the heir to St. Peter, Jesus' right-hand disciple? That's up to the conclave. Only 138 of the 253 cardinals worldwide will be able to serve as electors in the next conclave. And no cardinals over the age of 80 can participate in voting.
All right. It's like they gang. It's like they gang, man. It's like they gang. Right? Crazy, right? Now, I want to show y'all something. Right? Let me pull it up on the screen for y'all. You did? And I like to share this information because it puts into perspective what I'll be talking about when I talk to y'all about the Holy Roman Catholic Church. It's just the Holy Roman Catholic Empire or the Holy Roman Empire reborn, renamed. Right? Right? I want y'all to pay attention to the images on the screen. Right? And I talk about this often, and I'm going to continue, though, because repetition is the key. Right? You got the Pope right here. This is Benedict right here doing the damn Heil Hitler with the damn fish hat on their head. All right. When you see the popes with this hat on right here, the hat that you see them with it on, when they're all dressed up in all their garb and regalia, this hat is called a mitre, right? And the mitre is the name or a different name of an ancient demon sea god that goes by many names. Oannes, Dagon. If y'all remember the movie back in the day with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, it was called Conan the Barbarian. And the creature that he had to fight in there when he had to remove the horn that was attached to it when it was stuck in the stone and it came alive at the end, it was called Dagon. Dagon is a seaman, pause. Let me correct myself. It's a sea demon god, a fish god out of ancient Akkadian and Babylonian demonology, spiritualism, right? And this is one of the things, and also what I'm talking about when they say they take the tenets from their demonic origin belief systems and incorporate it into the current Christianity. This is a prime example, right? This hat represents Dagon, Oannes. and even Dionysus in some ancient religious structures, right? Right? I call it the fish hat because that's what it is, right? Now, how many of y'all know about let me find it for y'all. All right. See, they used to wear the fish hat. All right. You feel me? The fish hat is everywhere. All you gotta do is just look at the ancient symbolism, man. It's everywhere, man. The symbolism is everywhere, right? You see, the Pope has the mitre on his head, or the fish head, representing Dagon, representing Oannes, representing Dionysus, representing Mithras, all these demonic names for the same entity. Right? You look at the Pope, they got the two little things going down the backside paws, just like Dagon had. A Dagon priest would have praying to Dagon, the fish god. Same stuff, just reincorporated, renamed. Same day, same demon, different name, as with everything. Oddly enough, today, y'all, we have a organization, right? We have an organization. Look at this stuff, man. This is where this stuff comes from, man. This is where all this stuff we see in so-called Christianity today, Christendom today. This is what happened when that had the council, the Nicene Council. This is the stuff that was incorporated into Christianity through symbology and imagery. And a lot of y'all so-called Christians don't even understand that the rituals y'all doing, the symbolism, what things actually represent and mean from an etymological base standpoint. Etymological meaning the basis or the origin of where these words come from, their original words, the purpose and original reasons where they come from. Right? Do your due diligence, man. That's all I'm gonna ever tell y'all, man. Please do y'all due diligence. Y'all sit up here participating in these demonic rituals and don't even know it. Don't even realize it. As the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church has been one of the largest purveyors of human Yaffican, sexual violation and some other, especially when it comes to Smedaslilia. You dig? You understand? Right? So this is Dagon the fish god out of Babylonian and Akkadian ancient demonology religion. One of many god demons, God with the lowercase G-O-D-S, right? Different names for different entities. Same entity, different name, right? And that's another topic for the day, just breaking that down. So it's powerful. But this is where the Pope gets the hat from. This is where it originates from. Right? Crazy. You understand me? And speaking of the mitre, right? Mitre, which is Latin for fish hat, basically. There's a company and there's a corporation, right? Right? There's a company called the Mitre Corporation, right? How many of y'all have heard of it? Mm, 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 mm. Have y'all heard of the Mitre Corporation? Oh, they're a very mysterious company, solving problems for a safer world. Right? Let's go. You know, I'm gonna always put y'all up on game, man, so things can make sense to you, man, and where you can use that to make things sensible for yourself. How about that? Right? Mm. As a not for, let me make sure I got this on the screen for you. Yeah, okay, I do. Now, this is the Mitre Corporation. As a not-for-profit organization, Mitre acts in the public interest by delivering objective, cost-effective solutions to many of the world's biggest challenges. We operate FFRDCs, federally funded research and development centers, and provide technical expertise, stability, and continuity to government agency sponsors. Mitre powers advanced in national defense, aviation safety, GPS, financial system, healthcare, cybersecurity, and advances that make your life better. Right? So there's a lot of career fields that you can get into. It is what it is, man. Right? Yeah. This is what the Mitre Corporation do. Right? Y'all go, guess who owns the Mitre Corporation? They're a not-for-profit organization. Peep this, man. Right? That does research and development independently for these companies like Lockheed Martin, like Northrop Grumman. Right? This is wild stuff, man. And they do stuff like they do research and development for national defense, weaponry, of course, airplanes, drones, protocol for implementing HR 19, to implementing UN Agenda 2030 protocols in each and every country on earth. Right? GPS, financial systems, healthcare. Y'all better watch out for this Mitre Corporation. How many y'all? Right? Quit playing, man. It's not a game out here, man. It's very, very serious, man. Very, very serious. It is not a game at all. You know? I just want y'all to be aware of that, man. It's things going on that are way far beyond our ability to prevent or do anything about. Like my man Nas said, it was written. So I would suggest that you just get yourself right with the Most High. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I ain't gonna add no sauce to it or try to like, you know, we just never know, man. And I'm telling y'all, man, the way the structure of this damn church is going down, they're consolidating just like these corporations are. All right. You know, they're doing corporate downsizing. You know, all under the disguise of spreading the gospel. And just like my pops be saying, the Mitre Corporation, right, who is in business with the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church. Yes, they are. They work hand in hand with each other, right? The Holy Roman Catholic Church doesn't preach the kingdom message at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah, here we are, man. 2025. There's about to be a new pope. The structure of their system is, changing, going through some hiring and firing. Couple, with the thing with the pope is the only way the pope can get removed, if I'm not mistaken, is if he commit if he has criminal charges. I could be mistaken. He might got some type of immunity. I don't know. I don't recall. I don't care to look into such things like that. So I don't. But when it comes to the symbology and the imagery, I want y'all to understand that it all comes from ancient demonic roots, right? To even carrying that cross. Do y'all understand? And I know some of y'all, if y'all tapping with me, y'all know this. The cross was an ancient device of torture, right? Why would that ever be used to in any way represent? Huh? Come on, y'all, man. But when we come to corporations like the Mitre Corporation, they work hand in hand with the Vatican. Yes, they do. Right? You can please believe they do. Because you can understand that all the different people that the Mitre Corporation have contractual agreements with, right? Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, all type of ballistics armaments manufacturing companies, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, listen, they do research and development for most of the Fortune 200 companies, if not all. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's going down, man. It's gonna be very exciting and interesting who's gonna be the next pope. I got a feeling they're gonna pick one of these African boys to do it. Let me retract that. I apologize. These African guys, right? Let's go, man. Right? Let's go. Let's go.
Cardinal Luis Tagle from the Philippines is a frontrunner to be the first Asian pope, referred to as the Pope Francis of Asia, with a heavy focus on social justice and caring for the poor. Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin is 70. He served as Francis's Secretary of State, but he lacks pastoral experience. Another Italian, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, is also on the short list. At 60, he's lived for the last 3 decades in the Middle East, currently serving as the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem. Cardinal Peter Erdo, at 72, is a leading conservative from Hungary, supported among the European cardinals, and is close to Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Cardinal Luis Tagle from the Philippines is a...
That's this guy right here. Hold on, let me go back to this picture. Yep, that's this guy right here. The one they just was talking about. That's him right here. The Asian looking guy right here. That's him. Him right there. They got like 9 people, man. And they have to deliberate in a conclave inside St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, the city of Rome. Right? Convene about who they're going to go about choosing to be the next pope. None of the people can be over 80. And that's crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with the kingdom message. I ain't got nothing to do. Right? It's supposed to be a complete separation of church and state, man. And now that the world is basically going to boo-boo, man, now even the Holy Roman Catholic Empire / Church is starting to consolidate. Right? Right? That picture was popping right there. Thank you. I thank my people for sending me that. Yeah, though, man. The synagogue of Satan is alive and well. It's in full effect. Please believe it. Make no mistake about it. And as we elect, or as we see a new pope being elected, selected, right? He's not elected, he's selected. Right? We're going to see what's going on. Right? We're going to see how they go about playing this out. Right? Because just like every other system of this construct is going under renovation, consolidation, centering more power to the center. All the different corporations are all joining up with each other, being consumed by big boy institutions like BlackRock, Blackwater, right? You know, yeah. All these big, huge companies, all being owned by BlackRock. You did? And Vanguard. And the Holy Roman Catholic Empire definitely is involved. Definitely. Don't make no mistake about it. So at some point, you got to start holding the people in the higher ups accountable, right? Because a lot of stuff goes unchecked. A lot of stuff goes unreported. You did? You feel me? Yeah, man. So what I'm going to sit up here and do is I'm going to open up the panel, right? Anybody got something they want to add, speak on, ask me a question, I answer to the best of my ability. You did? Y'all more than welcome to come up here and spit your game and talk your itch. All right. Link is in the chat, post across the screen. You know, just look at the symbology and the imagery. That's what I'm gonna always tell y'all, man. Look at the symbology and the imagery. Just peep it. Do your due diligence on what that stuff originates from. Study etymology so you can know what these words mean that they be using. Right? Latin is the language of demons, man. Right? That's why every language on this planet, in this world, has a Latin base. Especially all of the languages in the so-called New World. That's not really new. That's always been here. Crazy stuff, right? You know? Rest in the essence to Francis, though. You know? It's unfortunate that he's no longer with us, but he was 88 years young. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure Francis, you know, died with some things we didn't know about him, as everybody will. But, you know, we should definitely be concerned to the point to where we keep an eye on who they choose to put in charge of the, you know, the new guy. Who's the new guy going to be? Definitely something we want to pay attention to, y'all. The Roman Church is very powerful, man. They got a lot of pull. They run a lot of things, man. They're involved with just about everything that's going on in the world right now. They got their hands in it. You know what I'm saying? They got their hands all up in it. And at a time like this, right? This is a very sensitive time for them, right? It was the same type of situation back in the day when Francis was about to be picked to be the new pope, right? After Benedict got up out of there. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, we ain't, you know, I want us to not so much as focus on the person, but focus on the position. Pause. Right? Understand what it meant when Francis unlocked all these damn doors. Right? So all these different cathedrals all around Rome and the world. Right? Are y'all aware of this? Let me show y'all, man. All right. I'm about to show y'all right here, man. This is what the last thing he did, a very significant thing he did before he died. Right? This is a very significant, I want y'all to understand that this is a very significant thing that Francis did prior to him passing. Right? Pope Francis opened the holy door . Pope Francis opened the holy door of St. Peter's Basilica on Christmas Eve, December 24, 2024, marking the start of the 2025 Jubilee of Hope. This ritual, which takes place every 25 years, involves symbolically opening the door with his hands after a wall of bricks have been removed. The holy door is then left open for the entire year for pilgrims to pass through, symbolizing the journey of conversion and forgiveness. This year, Pope Francis also opened symbolic holy doors in Rehovia Prison and the other three major Roman basilicas, including St. John Lateran, St. Mary Major, and St. Paul outside the walls. further expanding the significance of the Jubilee of celebrations. What Francis was doing was unlocking very demonic doors that are portals. Every Roman Catholic cathedral church on this planet sits on a vortex of intersecting what we call, or what is known as, ley lines or dragon lines. We call them lines of longitude and latitude. And these are all on the morphic grid of the planet Earth, or the world, should I say. And these lines intersect each other, creating portals so these demons can enter into our reality, like my pops say, legally, but not quite so. It's very illegal. It's very much cheating. It's like being an illegal immigrant when these demons enter into our reality through these portals. And this was the most significant thing he's done in his career as Pope since upon him passing. Please understand that, y'all. Right? You know? Right? All the symbology, all the romp. Huh? None of this stuff is in scripture. None of it. Absolutely none of it. Right? None of it. Right? So, you know, the process begins. Now they gotta wait for the smokestacks and all this, however long they're gonna meet in the conclave and, you know, all of this stuff, man. You know, who's gonna be the next pope? Francis did a lot of significant things in his career and tenure, or his tenure as pope. You gotta think all the stuff that happened while he was pope as well, too. Right? You gotta keep in mind what happened while Francis was the pope. On his watch. What else happened on his watch? Right? Y'all remember this? This was not that long ago, man. Y'all remember this? Right? Hold on, let me pull this up for y'all, man. Y'all remember when this happened back in 2019? This is something that happened on his watch, man. Very significant. Y'all remember back in 2019 when when Notre Dame burnt down? Right? Y'all remember that? In France? Y'all remember when this happened? Very significant, very symbolic. Very significant, very symbolic. Right? You know? Look, y'all, man. You know, we get caught up in all the stuff that's going on and, you know, with our homeboy Carmelo and everything else, you know what I'm saying? But we got to understand that we being distracted by so much from so many different angles. It is crazy, right? Absolutely insane. So we got to make sure we try to keep our head on the swivel to where we don't be so focused on so many different things we lose track of what's important. But we also got to also make sure we also have to make sure that we understand the importance and significance of certain things in the grand scheme of things and how this is going to affect us. Right? And if you think this situation right here doesn't affect you, then I suggest you do your due diligence on how it does. Right? You did. You understand what I'm saying? But I just on top of that though, as far as all my people who are Catholics, you know, the structure of the Catholic system is very, very demonic in its origins. And this whole entire structure, the way it's set up, rule from Rome, it's just the expansion of the old Roman Empire. Now they done infiltrated every single nation on this planet, every single country, city, state, right? And I want you to know they are just as powerful now, if not more, than they were back then during the times of people like Julius Caesar, or during the times of people like Constantine, or during the times of people like Scipio Africanus, right? Marcus Aurelius. You know what I mean? Still the same, like I say, same demon, different name. You know what I'm saying? With that, I end. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody coming out. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we're going to get to it. You feel me? Tomorrow's going to be a powerful show. I want everybody to tap in. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to tap in tomorrow because we're going to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very important that we have this conversation at this point in time, right? Because with our young brother Carmelo, the situation just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And what we must do is, and this is an inspiration that's from a previous show, we must constantly remind America as a whole, specifically white America, about the history of this country, more importantly and specifically, their people. We'll never forget, we are never going to forget this. This is always going to be our litany test. This is always going to be our go-to where we can always bring correction. So make sure y'all tap in tomorrow because we definitely going to be getting straight to it, right? And that's a fact, man. Right? Next show tomorrow night is titled White America, A History of Violence. Us black men are trying to be made the face of violence, the face of sexual deviancy, the face of single fathers, deadbeat dads, all of that. The face of fun boy activity in America. We ain't going. The other side has always been the purveyors of this. They have always been the most prominent, the most, right? They have always been that way. They commit more crimes than anybody and want us to forget about it. Talking about some slavery was just so what? It wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. And we ain't got to go back to slavery. We can go right back to recent times. I'm talking about not even a year ago, not even a month ago. Right? All over the world, specifically in America. And if you think I'm about to sit up here and allow the larger society to sit up here and paint the picture of me and my brother as if we're the face of violence, we're the face of, nah, we ain't going. We're going to show and prove where this come from. We're going to show and prove how it got instilled in us. Oh, we're going to get to it tomorrow. Over here at A-Real Talk, we're going to constantly remind y'all of y'all's people's history. It's always going to happen. Over here, we're going to constantly do it. We're going to dedicate a show a week to exposing the very demonic origins, tactics of so-called white people who ain't really running things. So we don't talk about the people who really run things. Oh, we do over here at A-Real Talk, though. Right? So y'all smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineer. We about to get up out of here, man. Right? Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow night's show is going to be powerful, man. You know what I mean? Powerful. You did? We're going to be discussing slavery, Jim Crow, integration, all the systems that so-called white guys put in place to oppress specifically, solely us. And by us, I mean foundational Black Americans. Man. FBA all day, every day, stand up. Let's get to it. You already know, ain't nothing to it but to do it. We're going to always do it like we used to it. You did? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Tap in because we are definitely going in on this subject tomorrow. You know, I want everybody to show up. We're going to open up the panel. It's going to be definitely a panel discussion. I want everybody to tap in, chime in. Do you understand me, brethren and sister? You know, this show is about us, man. I want all of us to tap in. You feel me? We gone, y'all, man. Y'all have a real rest of y'all Sunday evening. I appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with me, and I appreciate that. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. All praises be to the Most High. You did. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
That'll be $15.
Don't worry about it. I got you. And don't forget, God got us out. You are.
I was the bridge to your problems, but y'all took me for granted. We traumatized in the hood, dog. Look at the damage. I've been grinding my whole life. I ain't nothing like you. It's 24 hours in a day. You ain't got nothing to do. I sacrificed my show money just to bring y'all around. Y'all was holding me back instead of holding me down. Y'all be talking behind my back, but in my face, you my brother. But you'll never know my pain until you lose your mother. This whole industry is fake. I wish we spent more time. I blew the brains out the group. That mean I lost my mind. My reality is I can dictate my salary. Think about it. Only bad came to those who challenged me. Yeah, Jesus walked and Jesus wept. He walking with me. I see the steps. The pandemic came. We barely made it through. I'm a living testimony of what God. When your pockets get low and your bills stacking up, and the hours that you put in, it ain't add up. God got us all. God got us all. Took up in there. I done done that. The battle with the devil, I won that. God got us all. God got us all. 2 hours getting me Jackson, Mississippi with bad water. I just sent a truckload of clean H2O. God got us when it feel like adversity starts to win. They say when you rap about God, it take away from your spin. Okay, well I hope it take away from my sins. I'm signed to me, so my whole record label go win. One of my partners going through it, I'm gonna show them the way. And when I help, this ain't the type of stuff I throw in your face. I got a gift they love flip cause I done carried the cross. I'm watching out for Jezebels trying to marry the boss. My granny had me in the church, I praise God for work. And I don't claim to be perfect, I still get my dirt. Yeah, Jesus walks and Jesus loves. Put the guns down, you need a hug. Protect your mental health, every inner wealth. Lord, protect you from these demons. I need you when your pockets get low and your bills stacking up. And the hours that you put in, it ain't add up. God got us all. God got us all. I've been there, I've done that. The battle with the devil, I won that. God got us all. God got us all. I know he got it. What's that, Instagram? You're out over there. No more, no short tomorrow. You get your check on Friday. That's it. Every day, every way, God's got us all. Oh, yeah. I know he got us all. Oh. Each and every day, I know he got us all. God got us all.